What's up? This is just the second half portion of the Memphis-Oregon game, and we're looking at big man James Wiseman. And again, he wasn't really involved a lot in the first half. He sat a lot because of foul trouble. This half, he's a lot more involved, a lot more active. He has 14 and 10 in this half alone. So we'll just watch him play, and we'll get into it right now. So I'll get that charge right there. That's the first half. So now it immediately jumps to the second half. And again, right now he's on a little bit of an island against Shakur Houston, I believe that is, but didn't really have to do much there. But Wiseman has a much better second half. Again, Hassan Whiteside's a good player, but again, I really see his ceiling as a Rudy Gobert type, and maybe not even as good as Rudy Gobert. But if you're just getting a rim protector in the top three, I don't really necessarily see the value in that. So I have him 12th because I think Onyeka Okongwu is ultimately a better overall fit as a big man in today's NBA. I think he's probably a little bit of a better defender, especially in the perimeter and things like that. I don't really buy James Wiseman's shooting necessarily, even though he has an encouraging free throw percentage. I think he shot 70 from the free throw line, so that's pretty solid. But just one of those things where, every year I'm going to have projects that I'm lower on than the consensus or higher on than the consensus. But Wiseman just happens to be one of those guys who I've never really bought into as a prospect. So let's see what he does here. That's a good contest. Good job staying in front of Peyton Pritchard. So yeah, Wiseman's just one of those guys who I'm just a little bit lower on than most. So again, he's operating in the post right now. Let's see what he does here. Nothing really. And again, this is only his third collegiate game and his first one against real competition. Turns out to be his only one against real competition. Also, right before this game, again, a good job just hedging on Pritchard right there. But again, right before this game, I'm pretty sure this was the whole Penny Hardaway house buying thing with the whole impermissible benefits and all that good stuff. So, I mean, it was just probably a lot was going on in his mind right now. But yeah. So you got Wiseman running the floor again, and see, that time he did a good job just kind of muscling his way through and then just kind of going up for the dunk. For the putback dunk, I think he's shooting free throws here, so we will watch those. So you see right now he has 0 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 fouls. Again, I do think he's going to be a very solid rebounder at the NBA level, especially if he gets a little bit stronger with his lower body. I already think he's going to be the best rim protector in the class. I don't think that's really arguable just because of his height. And again, pretty solid form on that free throw right there. I think he got 1 out of 2 there, but again, it looks good, which is the good thing. He's a little bit too reliant on it, especially in his high school games. If you go back and watch those, if you go back and watch a little bit of Memphis. So right there, he kind of got hosed. I think they were trying to... It looked like they may have been trying to ice that, and Wiseman just didn't pick up the coverage. And so ultimately, he was just totally out of position on there. He's not the most aware defender, especially on the perimeter. I think he's a lot better in the paint. But yeah. So Wiseman's in the... So yeah, this is just awesome. It's just like rapid fire clips. So he's in on the block right now. Here we go. Let's see how he operates in the post. Nothing really happening there. And so that time you see... So again, he's not really disciplined or aware right there. You saw him just totally fly by on that pump fake from Houston trying to recover. The good thing was he was trying to recover. The bad thing is that, he was not disciplined at all. His closeouts aren't really that great on the perimeter right there. We saw him miss an alley-oop dunk. And again, I do think he's a lot more raw than people like to make him out to be. So that's something that you need to consider as well. So right there, he did a good job carving out space in the post. It was just a bad pass, really. But so again, he's in the post again, or he's in the high post right now, and let's see how he guards. So right there, again, you could tell he kind of got beat going laterally right there. And one of those things happened where he was able to contest the shot with his length, just didn't really get there in time. And that's where I think he doesn't need the quickest feet, because I do think his length makes up for a lot of his deficiencies below his waist. So that's something that I think is a plus about him. And again, I do think he's capable of guarding on the perimeter, not necessarily just totally switching on the guys, even though I do think he can get to that level in his career. But at least out of hedges and in spot switches, I think he's more than capable of doing that. Right there, he looked kind of lazy. He just kind of jumped aimlessly. He probably should have slid over and at least tried to get a... He could have drawn a charge there, honestly. It's one of those things. So now he's in the post. So he couldn't really get his hands on that when he was kind of getting bullied. That's not really him, though. That time, I mean, again, one of those weird passes where it's too close to really react to it in time. That's a charge. Yeah. So again, Wiseman trying to carve out space in the post. And let's see if they get it to him here. See how he's pretty much commanding a double team right now, though. So you can see, I think the guy in the weak guarding the number 2 in the weak side corner, he's over helping and trying to deny any post entry to James Wiseman. You can see right now, they're just totally collapsing on him in the post. So he does command a lot of attention, which is a good thing, because one-on-one, I do think he's going to be a lot stronger than a lot of the people he's going to face on the post. So that's something good. So teams might have to send him a double team. If he were in the NBA in the 90s, I don't think that would be a question. I think you would have to send a double team with him. But today, I think you can probably get away with guarding him one-on-one in the post when he doesn't have the ball. So let's see what he does here. So again, right there is an example of just settling for a mid-range shot. It's almost like he's trying to prove to NBA people that he has a jump shot. And really, he shouldn't be doing that. I get that you want to work on your skills, and I get that you want to get reps up with that shot. But overall, I would say just take it to the rim there, or at least kick it out if you don't have the shot. So Memphis is in this press right now, it looks like. And so Wiseman's all the way back on D. And now he's on the block again. Good job hustling to get that rebound there. So he's going to set a ball screen here. Give me in the post again. And again, the thing with Wiseman, he'll make some plays in the game where you'll just be shaking your head at how good it looks, because he'll get these big lobs, he'll get these big putback dunks. And those are all great. So he has that in him. He has that kind of game-breaking play in his game. It's just a matter of doing it a little bit more consistently. That was a good shot contest right there. Again, he timed his jump well. I think he's a pretty good... Let's see what he does here. Again, I do think his instincts around the rim are pretty solid. He tends to bite on pump fakes a little bit too much for my liking. Other than that, I think, again, he's really good at just using his length and just creating havoc on the blocks. So right there, that's a perfect roll. And yeah, really good job coming out of that pick and roll right there. Good footwork. And then it was an easy catch for a dunk. Looks like a little 1-4 Princeton stat. So those are the types of rebounds that he can fight for and eventually get, I think, in the NBA. Just those long ones where you can just go up in a crowd and snag it. I do think he's capable of doing that. I'm not sure how relentless he is, but I think he's just going to luck into a lot of offensive rebounds because of his height and wings and length and things like that. So let's see what he does. Here's in the post. Good job covering, and again, that's tough. He went up strong there. He got called for a foul and the shot went in. That's tough. I thought that was a good contest from Wiseman though. Good job kind of shutting off that drive. Pritchard knew he wanted no part of Wiseman in that area of the floor. So that's again, just in terms of intimidation, I think Wiseman is certainly up there in this year's class, and ultimately he will be in the NBA. Good screen set by him too. He's one of the only guys I see that makes like solid contact on his teammate's defender when he's screening, which is good. He gets a square base, and he just kind of, and again, he uses that frame to just kind of just totally block guys off, which is good. So right now he's on an island. Again, really good job just staying level a little bit right there. That was tough. He got a little bit anchor footed there, and he kind of lost his balance a little bit. But again, I do think he's one of those guys where he's so long that he doesn't really need to be close to a defender to alter shots. So that gives him a lot of leeway when it comes to that, and that's ultimately why I think he'll end up being a very good all-around defender. So Wiseman's on Peyton Pritchard right now. Let's see what he does here. Again, so that's a tough shot, and Pritchard is a really good shooter, so you don't really necessarily blame him for that, but Wiseman still got a pretty decent contest on that jump shot, and he was still pretty far away. So even if he improves his lateral quickness and he can get more up into guys, I don't think anybody can really get a shot off on him. So Wiseman just goes up and dunks it. You know, that's the type of thing he'll offer as well. Again, another good shot contest from him right there. Good head. I think he crossed his feet there on defense, but I think they just got a 5-second goal. So he's on the block right now. Let's see what he does here. So he has another really good time. Again, he timed his jump well there, and he ultimately forced a turnover. Pritchard couldn't get that shot off, so that was pretty well done from him. And again, just the intimidation factor alone will lead to a lot of really solid defensive possessions for whatever team he's on. And again, right there, you saw his rim running potential and his putback potential on that dunk. That's back-to-back putback dunks. And he's already up to 11 points and 11 rebounds, so that's pretty solid from him as well. And I think 3 of them have been dunks. So right there, he got kind of lost in the fake from Pritchard, but again, good job just kind of keeping the pace with him. So here's Wiseman right here. So he's going to hit the 3. And again, you can see like he's a little bit uncomfortable shooting a 3, obviously. Not really sure if he has the NBA range right now. But again, his free throw percentages are okay. And his form looks pretty good. So, are you going to buy the shooting? I don't necessarily, but I know a lot of people that will. And I can't blame them for that. So he does here. So that's another. So see right there, just again, why are you settling for those step back jump shots when that's not nearly your best attribute on the basketball court? It's just kind of beyond me. But again, right there, I'm pretty sure. Oh, they got called for a foul, but that was a pretty good rim contest. Again, he can get super high up on these, and again, that's tough. But again, he can get super high up, super vertical. So it's just becoming a little bit more aware in terms of team defense, and then a little bit more disciplined on not biting on pump fakes and things like that. And I think he could be probably an all defensive team, all NBA defensive team pretty early on in his career. And so this game is pretty much over. I don't know I think he might have one more play. Let's see what he does here. Good take with his right hand right there. Again, he just kind of glided through. So that's pretty nice. So yeah, that'll wrap it up for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching again, and make sure to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. That really helps me out. But yeah, I know we're probably going to have differing opinions on James Wiseman. I'm totally fine with that. If you have any questions, comments, or just criticisms of my video, please let me know in the comments. I'm very receptive to all criticism, all types of comments. So yeah, I'm always happy to have a discussion with you guys. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for another breakdown.